Okay, hello. I got a bit distracted. I am here though. Greetings. I did not stream yesterday. I kind of realized that the overriding pressure of this fancy little list I made was kind of pushing me to stream in ways that were not exactly healthy. You know, amounts and consistency and yada yada yada. So took yesterday off. I think taking days off will be a little more frequent, hopefully, for my own sake. But last time we got through the remainder of the opening, or what I like to refer to as the opening of Endwalker, concluding with the events immediately following the Tower of Zot, the first dungeon. Today, I would kind of like it if I could reach my next checkpoint, but I only have like a little over 3 hours right now, I think. Let me check, actually. So I don't think it's entirely likely. It really depends if there's more or less content in between these 2 points, as what I recall. So we'll see. One can hope, but if we don't do it, then I have a total of like 73 days to work with here. So I'm not 73 days and like a total of like 30-ish streams left planned, not including the super side content, of course, but that's not even on the list. But without any further ado, let's see how far I can get. Having spent most of the time in Thavnair, I've yet to fully grasp the lie of the land here in Charleon. Even finding my way to the Annex proved a challenge. Istinian returned not long after we departed for the studium, a shame that he missed the chance to attend our lecture with a scholarch. Or perhaps not. You'd better not let your guard down around Key. One small favor becomes another, then another, and before you know it, you'll be running to the other side of the world in search of a bottle of wine or some such rubbish. Then again, it might make for a very welcome change of pace from your usual heroics, and, as the scholarch said, it could also lead to interesting discoveries. It seems I've done an adequate job of relaying Scholarch Montagene's lecture to Raha. Given his experience in the field of souls and memories, he had no trouble understanding it. Oh, stop. I didn't actually skip any dialogue, did I? I heard the text box sound. Now we're good. Ah, welcome back. From what I hear, your trip to the studium proved most educational. While you were away, I received word from our fellow scions. As expected, news of the warding scales was met with much joy. Preparations are now underway to bring the leadership of the Grand Company of Eorzea and the Eastern Alliance together to determine a way forward. Our friends have asked that we bring the scales in our possession to Limsa Lominsa. So the time has come for us to go on the offensive. It's too early to say for certain, but that does seem to be the way the winds are blowing. I, for one, can think of no reason to oppose such a plan, but let us see what awaits us in Vilbrand. Let's start by getting the scales out of storage. Give me a hand, would you, Istinian? I didn't realize these crates were so heavy. I shouldn't complain, though. Reacher and the alchemists of the great work put their hearts and soul into each and every one of these scales. So you must treat them with the utmost care. Are you not coming with us? As much as I would like to escape the Forum's watchful gaze, I have little choice but to stay behind. We're already on thin ice, and if I, in my capacity as our official representative, were found to be consorting with foreign powers, well, you can imagine how that would go. I shall remain here and do my utmost to avoid ruffling any more feathers as I await word from Master Matoya and our other allies. With luck, we'll soon have good news of our own to share. The tide is about to turn. I can feel it. To Limsa Limensa. If you learn aught of interest, be sure to let me know. In the meantime, I will do what I can to aid our cause, though I fear that will be precious little given the circumstances. Hello, friend. I was told to expect you. As you may or may not be aware, the Admiral is at present entertaining the Elder Seer and the Sultana, 3 of the most powerful women in the world in one room. Do you need a moment to prepare, or shall I show you to them? Let's go. We've no time to lose. My apologies for calling you away from Charlian at such short notice. On the contrary, we are honored and grateful, and pleasantly surprised to be joined by such esteemed company. 'Twas only right that this discussion be conducted in person. We are locked in a war of attrition. Our forces struggle to contain the threat posed by the towers, and it's only a matter of time before we are overwhelmed. Victory will only be claimed through decisive action, and we have taken the initiative to set the wheels in motion. It is reassuring to learn we are all in accord. But might I ask what your plan entails? It hinges entirely on the warding scales and our ability to utilize their potential to the fullest. During your time in Charlian, the allied nations have been engaged on separate fronts with no end in sight. To make matters worse, a surge in abductions of kobolds, Sahagin, Ixal, and Ananta have given rise to an increasing number of primals as well. But your triumph in Razdat-Han has given us cause to hope once more. The time has come to free ourselves of this menace, and it is you, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, who have shown us the way. While the bulk of our forces will continue to hold the Telophoroi at bay, we will dispatch our finest to strike at the enemy's heart, Garleamald. These brave few will be the Ilsapard contingent. To think such progress has been made in so short a span. Its objectives are twofold. The first is to provide aid to the people of Garleamald. As previously reported, countless Imperial soldiers and civilians have been tempered. Robbed of their free will, they serve the Telophoroi's every whim without question. They too are victims. It is our duty to deliver them from their suffering, not for strategic or political gain, but because it is the right thing to do. I do not ask that we set aside the decades of conflict and conquest, that we simply choose to forgive and forget. I ask only that in choosing to remember, we do not also forsake our compassion and morality, and for without that there can be no reconciliation, only death without end. On that we can all agree. Our second objective is the colossal tower that Thancred and Urianger observed in the capital. Though its purpose remains unclear, there's reason to believe it's the smaller spires Reason to believe the smaller spires are merely a precursor of what's yet to come. What did I control it? Oh no. Until the Tower of Zot was toppled, we failed to make any headway, though the same could be said of the Telophoroi. They're certainly in no rush to press further into our lands. I'd wager the Spire's primary purpose is to divide and keep us occupied while they work towards our annihilation. This would appear to be substantiated by Y'shtola's analysis of a tower's influence on ethereal currents. Based on her observations inside the Tower of Zot, the spires siphon aether from the land, consuming it to maintain their form. However, they draw forth far more than is required for this task alone. The excess aether remains unaccounted for, but we can be sure it is not being harnessed to our benefit. It wouldn't surprise me in the least if it was being redirected to the larger spire of the capital. There's a logic in that. Regardless, once we have uncovered the truth, we'll bring their schemes crashing down along with their infernal towers. That's all well and good. But what would you have us do? I assume it's more than handing over the scales and being on our way. We want you and your scales to join the Ilzabard contingent. Consider it an official request from both the Grand Company of Eorzea and the Eastern Alliance. Do you accept? Hell yeah! I've always wanted to see Garleamald. I hear they got cars over there, man. I have a car. I'd fit right in. Minus being genocidal maniacs, but... perhaps you should be the one to answer that. Do I get a witty clip? For honor and glory, for the people of Garleamald, for revenge against the Telophoroi. For honor and glory... I'm sorry, I've no love for the people of Garleamald. Couldn't have put it better myself. Hero and all that, I'll save lives, I guess, but dear lord, these fucking people. Y'shtola, Thancred, and Arianje have already pledged their support, and are on their way to meet the rest of the contingent. They were positive you would come to the same decision as they did. Luckily, for all involved, their prediction was correct. Once you have delivered the boarding scales to Alamigo, the contingent will embark on its journey to Ilzabard. Raban and Lord Emmerich are overseeing preparations, so I suggest you make yourselves known upon arrival. Pack warm clothing, furs and the like. Without it, the cold will do you in before the Telophoroi. So much as draw... Without it, the cold will do you in before the Telophoroi so much as draw steel. As for us, we'll keep the enemy busy while you're gone. They're not the only ones who can create a diversion. Now go. Safe in the knowledge that Eorzea will be just as you left it, or better, upon your return. To Alamigo. You know, I don't think I mentioned it, but it did occur to me that the music that plays in the Rising Stones, like I spend a lot of time bitching about how many streams like this song has like played in the opening of and the closing and AFK and but like the Rising Stones theme has probably been used more in that regard. I don't know. I don't feel like going back and checking. I don't want to count. Too much work. Not worth it. You know, I'm quite looking forward to seeing who's been selected for the Ilzabard contingent. I have a few people in mind. Care to make a friendly wager? I'll admit that this is all rather daunting, though not quite in the way I was expecting. We'll be standing shoulder to shoulder with our alliance's finest, the best of the best, the Warrior of Light, and well, me. It's silly, I know, perhaps. This is my way of distracting myself from the part I should be worried about, marching into Garleamald. I must quiz Thancred and Urianje on the conditions we can expect in Garleamald. I know it's cold, but how cold? Will I need to keep my ears covered? They can be a bit sensitive at times. Okay. Full forewarning. No, fuck, shit! That's like, I didn't talk to, god damn it! I'm this close to unplugging my fucking Ethernet cable right now, man. Oh my god. Maybe I'll be able to decline the quest after, who knows. Ah, the Wanderer's return. You've been busy bringing down a tower and producing the keys to destroying the rest of them. You should be proud. Those warding scales of yours are what's made this whole venture possible. Will you and Lord Aymeric be joining the contingent? Regrettably, no. Our role is to organize the various... Anyway, I thought I heard someone walk in. Our role is to organize the various delegations into a cohesive unit. Once we have seen you all off, it's back to our respective posts. We dare not neglect our duties for too long, lest our defensive efforts fall into disarray. And just between us, there was a fair amount of opposition to the formation of the Osbar contingent. The very suggestion that we send out some of our finest troops behind enemy lines to render aid under the Garleans has made me rather unpopular in certain quarters. Can't please them all. Sadly not, though I do my best. Truth be told, I'd much rather be at your side, charging into the fray. Alas, I have battles of my own to fight, where words may serve better than any blade. I hate to say it, but Lord Aymeric's struggles mirror my own. For the time being, the best we can offer you is peace of mind from knowing Eorzea is in safe hands. As you fight the good fight in Ilsabard, I and the other commanders will do what we can to convince the naysayers our cause is just. Thank you, both of you. We meet again. Hey, Gaius, long time no see. Much has occurred since we parted ways in Werlet. From what I gather, the protective talismans you obtained led to the formation of this expeditionary force. My contribution on this occasion is but a minor one, that being the information I have shared with Maxima. For the sake of the people of Garleamald, may the fates be on your side. So, you're not coming with us? Strange, I thought you'd have a stake in this. I do. The Telophoroi have laid waste to my homeland and enslaved my people. But though every mote of my being cries for vengeance, I cannot be the one to deliver it. My presence alone would place the entire mission in jeopardy. I stand accused of murdering Emperor Varus and plunging Garleamald into chaos. Were I to travel with the Ilsbard contingent, it would give my countrymen ample cause to question our motives. Conversely, those who believe me innocent may instead celebrate the return of a former legatus and attempt to raise me to a position of leadership, further destabilizing the region and complicating the contingent's mission. Whether I'm branded a villain or hailed as a hero, I would only hinder your efforts. I doubt they'll be pleased to see the champion of Eorzea set foot on Garlean soil. I too will be a destabilizing influence. A fair point, but so long as you refrain from announcing your arrival to all and sundry, the average person should have no inkling as to your identity. Although your titles and deeds are common knowledge, only a select few would recognize you on sight alone. Perhaps one day they will learn that the Warrior of Light is not a demon to be feared, but a man deserving of their trust. In light of Gaius' rather unique circumstances, I instead will assume the role of your guide. Though I may have defected for political reasons, my love for Garleamald endures. I would stop at nothing to protect her and her people. Well said. When I ask you to escort our friends inside. You might even bump into an old acquaintance or two. And if I don't see you again ere you depart, may the Fury guide and protect you. All of you. Aha, I can't decline. Fuck yeah. Then I can just skip that cutscene. Beautiful. Emmerich, what do you have to say? Ah, fancy meeting you here. I trust our mutual friend is settling into life as a scion. Collaboration never was his forte. The moment the fighting ended, off he'd go, like a gal cat swept up in a strong breeze. But rest assured, he will always be there when you need him. Probably. If Emmerich asks after me, say I'm getting on fine and leave it at that. Don't you dare breathe a word about the cord. Okay, as I was saying before tragedy struck, this motherfucker right here, this fucking cat boy, in about 2 quests, will single-handedly crash the economy on the rebel coat. That fucker was like 150 gil max, like end of Shadowbringers. Like, it wasn't cheap, but it was like nothing. Soon as Endwalker launched, the rebel coat sat at like 2.5 million for months. Not that I care, I don't want it, but still, like the immense power this man holds. Anyway. Yes, skip. Complete. I neglected to mention earlier that we received a report from our troops that may be of interest to you. While engaged with a lunar primal, a great worm swooped down from the skies above and came to their aid. This worm, as described, was a spitting image of Tiamat. It would seem she too continues to wage war against the Telophoroi. Yeah, I wonder why. Who can guess? Like Gaius, I too stand accused of Varus's murder, though I am rather less recognizable on sight. Still, it's something to bear in mind once we reach Garleamald. With the knowledge that our allies will hold the line in our absence, we may devote our attention to the Ilsebardian front. So, that's Gaius Balsar, the horrors he must have seen, many of his own making, I do not doubt. Once we've seen the contingent on its way, I will return to my duties here in El Amigo. As many of our most capable will be traveling with you to Garleamald, we who remain will have to fight that much harder to make up the difference. But let no man say I do not welcome the challenge. This old bull isn't ready to hang up his horns yet. I suppose it's easy for some people to forget there are civilians in Garleamald, too, when the only Imperials they've ever known are soldiers. Regardless of how my countrymen receive you, the cold will not treat you kindly. Underestimate it at your peril. The other members of the Ilsebard contingent are gathered in the royal palace. I shall inform them of your arrival, so please make your way inside as soon as you are ready. Ah, the remaining members of the Scions, your friends, and most of the Ilsebard contingent await you within. Would you like me to see you through?
By the 12.
I love this scene so much. So many side quests get a callback to in this scene, in such dramatic ways.
I hope you don't mind, but we went ahead and started without me.
As you can imagine, our traveling companions were eager to become acquainted. 'Tis a rare thing indeed to see such a diverse and talented group of individuals assembled for a single purpose. We fight not only for the sake of Eorzea, but for the entire world, including the people of Garleamald. Much rides on the efforts of the Ilsebard contingent.
Indeed, which is why I am glad to find myself in the company of many trusted comrades, yourselves included.
Lucia!
I have come at the behest of Lord Emmerich, who has honored me with the role of Ishgard's representative. For the good of all nations, not least my former homeland, I am determined to see this mission through to its end. We have a hard road ahead of us, but walk it we shall, together.
We too welcome this opportunity to work together once more. I have faith that, if there is a way to resolve this conflict, we will find it.
Allow me to introduce you to the rest of our company. Everyone! If I may have your attention.
Now, of course, insofar as stream is concerned, like, I didn't have the chance to go through all the job quests. Even if I do, it'll be, like, after all the MSQ's done. Like, there's a lot of job quest characters here, man.
Might I ask you to speak first?
If I must. I am Arun Senna, spokesman for the Gridanian delegation, here on behalf of my esteemed sister, the Elder Seedseer. We shall provide support and protection to those in need during our time in Garleamald. To that end, I am joined by healers selected by the Conjurers Guild.
What?
With the Order of the Twin Adder's Finest serving as our escort.
No fucking way.
Of course, with an experienced white mage such as yourself accompanying us as well, those requiring more involved treatment will be in safe hands. Raya O sends her regards, by the way.
Suppose I'd better say my piece.
Wait, I know you.
The name's Sicard, in case you've forgotten. Truth be told, I'd rather you had forgotten. Any road, the Admiral asked Captain Hillfear to send his best, and for whatever reason, he picked me. Of course, if I'd refused, I'd be the laughingstock of the bloody executioners, and my reputation's taken enough of a keyhauling as it is.
Okay,
But
I was
more
thinking of
importantly, like
Ishmael.
any pirate
That's my
worth
bad.
his salt, I know when you're staring down a storm, you gotta trust in the commander of your ship. So if the Admiral wants us to go to Garleamald, not for plunder and glory, but the promise of peace in our time, then that's what we'll do.
I'm
Since
gonna
we all know
be
how
pointing
much
everyone
the
out
Empire
and where they're
loves
from
its steel,
because
we thought
I'm
we'd bring along
I'm
a few
ill. I'm sick.
smiths to make the most of it.
I
Give them a
simply can't
pile
help
of
myself.
scrap and they'll cobble together anything you fancy. Of course, just like the Gridanians, we got fighters of our own. We might have come with a more constructive purpose in mind, but we're more than capable of cracking skulls, believe you me.
Well, you're certainly raring to go. But then again, so are we. The most dependable warriors of Uldar and Alamigo have assembled at the Sultana and General Aldin's behest. If Garleamald has truly fallen, then the whole place is likely to be crawling with Telophoroi. We'll need plenty of troops to clear and hold a path for others to follow. That's where we come in. Naturally, Marshal Tarapin and I will be leading from the front.
It's been some time since I last saw you in your element on the battlefield.
From what I've heard, you've become pretty fearsome yourself. Master Matoya, the Avatar of Destruction. With comrades like these, I know we'll succeed, no matter what awaits us. And then we might finally get a chance to enjoy a good long rest. But until then, let's give it our all.
As for Ishgard, we Temple Knights have come in force to uphold our nation's commitment to the peace and welfare of our allies. The bitter cold of Garleamald is a formidable enemy in of itself. Our experience fighting in ice and snow will prove invaluable in the days ahead. Accordingly, I have been designated commander of the Ilzabad contingent. I will do all in my power to provide you with the leadership and guidance you require. The four high houses, House Hylinart foremost among them, have arranged for a host of machinists to join us on our mission. Their knowledge of Imperial Magitech is sure to be a great boon. They will address any problems of a technical nature, together with the smiths of Limpsa Lomitsa. There is another awaiting introduction.
Lord Emanolain!
Ah, yes. Emanolain de Forton, at your service. Though, lest there be any misunderstanding, I should stress that I've not become a fearsome warrior while you were away. Rather, far from it, actually. My brother, in his infinite wisdom, decided this would be an excellent chance to make something of myself. Oh, and fight for world peace and all that. But, should the opportunity arise for a spot of ballroom dancing, I will be your twinkle-toed gentleman of light.
I dare say your fancy footwork may be all that stands between us and certain doom.
Huzzah! I cannot wait to regale Honorat with my tales of daring do.
I believe that concludes introductions for the Grand Company of Eorzea. Our allies from the Eastern Alliance were due to arrive some time ago, but it would appear they have been delayed.
Would that be the shinobi of Doma?
Not quite.
Actually, they've been tasked with relaying messages back and forth between the various Eastern nations. According to Lord Hien, however, an equally capable company of warriors has been sent in their stead.
Out of my way, you preening fool!
I love them. They're amazing. Oh look, it's the content that I'm not doing on stream. Sorry, forgive me. One day, maybe. Maybe. If I'm, like, held at gunpoint.
We are the delegates of
Gunblade
the Eastern
point, even.
Alliance.
Cyrena, and you've brought company.
For battle and blood we come, as a step is sorely lacking in both. No towers befoul our lands, so we marched on those of Doma, only to find them beyond our reach. But now our thirst for slaughter will be slaked. No quarter to the enemy!
Sadu Hatun, no. We go to make peace with the Iron Men, not war.
War first and peace.
Warriors of the Steppe, we've heard many tales of your bravery. We welcome you as allies. And these other ones you have brought are...
Lente's Tears.
Members of the Dalmascan resistance group, Lente's Tears.
I see the Vieira are wearing only the finest armor.
And the Bosnian resistance.
Their
have a
smiths
wealth of
adhere
experience
quite
in
strongly
espionage,
to
and are particularly adept at
the
infiltrating
learned
Imperial
principles of
facilities,
the
which is fortuitous,
survivorship.
since Garleamald's domain is so vast
paradox?
that I could never hope to handle reconnaissance duties all by
Is it
myself.
paradox or is it fallacy? Hang on.
Dalmasca, Bosnia, Alamigo. All lands which have suffered the tyranny of the Empire. I would never presume to
It is
question
fallacy.
your
Okay, my
motives.
bad.
Nevertheless, I must reiterate that our goal is to aid the victims of the Telophoroi, the common folk of Garleamald. And they are victims, make no mistake. Though I understand that many may struggle to see them as such.
You're more right than you know. For every one of us that answered the call, there were a dozen that refused. Not only in Alamigo, but everywhere we went. And who could blame them? The Empire's always been the enemy. But after seeing what we've seen, fighting and working against and with Garleans, there's no denying the simple truth. They're just people. No different from you or I. They've got their share of liars and murderers, but so do we. So do we all. Fordola, who once swore herself to Garleamald, has proven herself a trusted ally time and time again. Every Eorzean here knows Cid Garland, the Imperial defector who shared with us countless technological wonders. Gaius bloody Baelsar himself is working to help rebuild Werlid, a nation he once conquered. So you can believe me when I say that every fighter here understands and accepts that the Imperials are not monsters and are deserving of help. Or at least that they were able to put aside their feelings for the greater good. It won't be easy, but we're all determined to make this world a better place.
What lingering concerns I may have had were clearly unwarranted. I agree with everything you said wholeheartedly.
Then we are in accord. Now, let us review our strategy. To reach the Garlean capital in northern Ilsabard, we must cross the central mountain range. Fortunately, Garleamald Ironworks can provide aerial transport, sparing us this most treacherous part of our journey. However, attempting to fly any closer to Garleamald would attract the attention of the Telophoroi. As they appear to have seized control of the majority of the Imperial military, we must assume that includes its fleet. In addition, Garleamald possesses devices that can interfere with airship navigational systems, further discouraging an airborne approach.
Given the circumstances, the closest we dare deploy our contingent is an area between the range and the capital, the Magna Glaciers. From there, we must travel the rest of the way on foot. We will also need to bring the airships with us to ensure we can withdraw with haste. Although much of the terrain will be blanketed in snow, we should be able to make use of local roads and shipping facilities. The vast ice field will afford us an unobstructed view of the surrounding area. On the other hand, it will also allow others to easily spot us, so it is imperative that we only make camp in positions where we can easily defend ourselves. And the airships, which must be kept safe at all costs.
We cannot account for every possibility, so we must be prepared to think on our feet. We will be tested. Sorely tested, I expect. But for our homes and for our people, and a people not our own but in need, we will succeed. Spare no effort in your preparations. Once we depart, there is no turning back.
Okay, now the fun begins. Alright, so we know all these people. We know all these people. White Mage questline, Bard questline, Scholar questline. We already saw him in the MSQ. Warrior questline, we already know him. Black Mage, Monk. Machinist, Dragoon, Bozja. We already know these guys. There you go. And believe it or not, every job that was that is not here, we will see later. We will see their people later. It's just that their trainer cameos are quite a bit more understated. You gotta like actively look for it. I can't lie to you, Arentel. I wasn't entirely for this whole thing when Sanson spoke to me, but if it means being your brother in arms, then who am I to pettifog? I shouldn't be so hard on him, I suppose. This Bard unit is quite impressive. Really? Yeah, really? Yes, one must give credit where credit is due. Rather uncouth for one to do otherwise, after all. Our prowess has finally been recognized by the Order of the Twin Adder. Naturally, Geidel is also here helping us. Whilst his ability as a bard is unmatched, really. I do worry about his judgment, however, you need not. I shall be keeping a close eye on him, I promise. In case you were wondering, Akshiva will be... actually, whatever. Will be staying behind to defend the Twelveswood with my sisters. This is a kid from the level 70. Wait, what mage quests? We will get there hopefully at some point. No, definitely at some point. Maybe after Dawn Trail, but we'll get there. She was of the opinion she would make a useful addition to our contingent, and was eager to make good on her vow to accompany me as well. Which was flattering, but ultimately it was decided that her skills would be better put to use by keeping our homeland safe. I am of course obligated to share with her every detail when I return. I think he has different dialogue if you haven't done the level 70. No, because I had that leveled. Maybe it's the next cutscene where he mentions that. Greetings, Arntel. The time has come for us Marines to show our valor upon the battlefield. All who see us will know our name and quake before our might. To victory, come hells or high water. Until the end of the Empire fell, Garleans were the only ones we was allowed to impose tariffs upon at sea. Wasn't easy pickings, but I made myself a pretty gill. Since they've been so generous to me and mine, perhaps it's time I returned the favor and gave them a little something back. I'm here representing the Marauders Guild, and it's my job to keep the Smiths out of harm's way. Mind you, with them hammers of theirs, they can put up a fair fight themselves. With a bit of luck, this will be over and done with before you know it. Maybe when this is all over, you can pay the Axemaster a visit. He still tells all the new recruits about the time he killed Kajuta. And avenged that boy's parents. I remember it like it was yesterday. Or yesterday. We came as quickly as we could, and we would follow your example and devastate the Telophoroi with the full extent of our powers. Were it not for your brothers, Busi, we will return soon enough. Often his father told me of the struggles faced by Alamigo in the days of the occupation, and I too have crossed swords with the Empire on many occasions. Though Garleamald has long been our bitter enemy, Her Grace has elected to bolster the Ilsbar contingent with members of the Immortal Flames. As representatives of the Sultanate, we are one in our commitment to the cause. It seems so long ago we were sailing across the Ruby Sea and charging across the Azim Steppe with Serena and the others. I'd say we're overdue for another adventure. It brings back memories to see so many familiar faces. We've been through so much together, good times and not so good. I expect Garleamald will be mostly the latter, but I'd like to believe we'll look back on these days more fondly in the years to come. But for that to happen, we'll have to make it out of this alive. Don't you die in me, aye? I'm so glad I found you. I've for you a letter from Master Haman. Let's read it together, shall we? Now let's see here. I have every confidence that your fists shall bring the Telophoroi to their knees, and should you espy any beautiful maidens thereabouts, perhaps sing to them my praises. Charming, Master. Well, more fool me for thinking the letter would contain something actually inspiring. Let's just forget this note exists and focus on the battle ahead. I cast my lot with the Populares to bridge the divide between Garleamald and her territories, that all may be united in common cause. But we were disparaged as a radical element, dissenters looking to destabilize the Empire from within. Many friends and even my parents perished in unfortunate accidents. I too would surely have met the same fate had I not defected. Nevertheless, I still dream of equality and peace for all. As the world itself stands on the brink of collapse, I hold out hope that one day that dream will become reality. I've led troops into battle many a time, but never a unit with such a diverse range of talents. While I've been briefed on their capabilities, I expect you could provide additional insight into their strengths and weaknesses. I'd appreciate any advice you may have. Well, if I'd known that a social gathering would turn out to be... What? A social gathering this would turn out to be, I'd have dressed for the occasion. Still, this seems the perfect opportunity to mingle with the other guests. Would I be correct in assuming those ladies over yonder are Serena and Sadu of the Steppe? Perhaps I should introduce myself, though I don't much like the look of that fellow with the enormous axe. If it is Arntel, 'tis thanks in no small part to you that the manufactory's future is looking brighter than ever, my friend. I am pleased to report that I and a handful of my colleagues have been selected to join the contingent. Ere the expedition has ended, even the Temple Knights will be singing our machinists' praises. Once they have borne witness not only to our mechanical proficiency, but our combat prowess too, of course. Let me have a look at you. A touch nervous to enter the battlefield, perhaps? Well, I shall be out there alongside you as a Temple Knight serving with your fine van. Though I may not look it, I was the Azure Dragoon once upon a time, so you can rest assured I will give all that I have in the coming fight. I certainly won't be shown up by you or Astinian. There we go. It's all the class people. We've been part of joint military operations like this before, with far greater numbers, but for some reason this feels very different to our previous experiences. Despite having shared little more than introductions, there's already a palpable sense of camaraderie. This is extraordinary. To be in such company, the finest our allies have to offer. With comrades such as these, we are bound to succeed, I'm certain of it. I did not expect to see other former Azure Dragoons here of all places. As he well knows, I'm not one for the verbose greetings. We shall instead let our lances do the talking once we are on the battlefield. Then we'll see if the other has been diligent in his training. I was half expecting to see the man who taught me red magic amongst our number, but he's nowhere to be seen. I suppose he's had his share of unpleasant experiences with the Empire, but so have we all. Perhaps there's some other reason. Well, in any case, I have a feeling I'll see him again once this is all over. I'm sure he'll be pleasantly surprised by how much my swordplay has improved since we last met. Blessed are we who have made countless steadfast allies or our journey's course. Indeed, we are joined today by many new acquaintances who, in time, we shall come to call our comrades and mayhap friends. I have close ties with the scouts of the Far Eastern Alliance and the various resistance groups, and they're an absolute joy to work with. Radovan student. I hear from a certain student of my own you've been kept rather busy of late. You might be wondering why a Bosjan would want to aid the Garleans. It's simple. I'm a gunbreaker, and my duty is to defend. The way I see it, the civilians in the capital are in need of protection, and that's what I'll do. I'm glad to see you well, Arntel. Grandmother was worried for you. The night I agreed to come hither and join the contingent, the gods sent her a strange dream. 2 suns, one burning red and the other frozen black. Closer they circled, closer and closer, and as they danced, the world fell to ruin. In blinding chaos, she spied blackened silhouettes, and knew at once that one was yours. Yet she knew not how to interpret this dream, save as a sign that great danger awaits. But whatever lies ahead, I will walk with you, traveler. Oh, anyway. I care not for the Iron Men or their troubles. It is the destiny of the weak to die in ignominy. Even so, I will do as I have agreed. I volunteered to join this band at Serena's request, and if she thinks it a worthy cause, that is reason enough. Though we hail from different tribes, our bond has grown strong of late. She is much better company on a hunt than any of the Steppe's oafish men could dream to be. With the Mole, companions of the Nodum and the Dothral having sent so many here, I thought to defend the Steppe in their absence. And I would have done so were it not for the Steppe brothers. They urged me to grant our allies the sun's might, that his radiance may deliver them unto victory. though I must tolerate the presence of this feral Dothral dog, as first among my brothers, I could do no less than accept this challenge. My deeds will become the stuff of legends. There we go. Yushola. I did talk to Thancred, right? Oh no. Besides the delegates assembled here, the Amalja and several other tribes offered to send troops of their own. Unfortunately, due to their physiology, many would struggle simply to survive in the harsh climate of Ilsbard. They would also likely prove tempting targets for abduction by the Telophoroi. All things considered, they can better aid the cause by bolstering our defenses in Eorzea, though their eagerness to do more has been noted. We few shall have to suffice. Ere we embark, we must distribute the warding scales to our comrades. Oh, this is when he says it. Care to do the honors? Yeah, okay, I recall. Yes. A scale. So these are the famed warding scales. Enough for me and my men, I see. I myself am especially grateful for this opportunity to visit distant lands. I wish to follow in the footsteps of Master Atoa and learn all there is to learn of this star we call home. Indeed, that is the primary reason I volunteered to join the expedition. To journey outside the Twelveswood, much less enter into Imperial territory, is a rare privilege afforded a Pagel. Not that I am tagging along to see the sights. The Garleans would benefit from my healing magics, as would our comrades should fighting break out. It wasn't this dialogue. Fair, whatever. I hear you've got something for us. Them scales everyone's talking about. Pretty little things, ain't they? Reckon they'll be worth a gill or two when this is all over. But we'll hold on to them for now. And one more thing. I know what you're thinking. Why didn't they send Einzar instead? Bugger me if I know. All the Admiral and Captain Hilfier told me was they needed someone to help safeguard the future. And here I am. Can't say they haven't got a sense of humor. Of course, some of you might be wondering what good a pirate is on dry land in the middle of the sodden snow of all places. Well, me and my crew will do whatever needs doing. So let's set sail, or however the saying goes, on airships. That a set of warding scales I spied, not that I would know what they'd look like up close. Wow, look at these. Even a layman can tell they're bursting with aether. Bursting with aether. All the better to fend off the tempering waves. Is that the right term? Anyway, these will give us one less thing to worry about, which just leaves the other mountain of whatever else is waiting for us in Garleamald. Only one way to find out, eh? And nervous or not, I'd march through all the 7 hells if it gave me a chance to put Xenos back in the grave where he belongs. Warding scales for the Ishgardian delegation, I take it. Many thanks. These talismans may prove to be the deciding factor in the battles to come. I find myself conflicted by this foray into Garleamald, sent by the Empire to infiltrate Ishgard, only to throw in my lot with those whose secrets I was supposed to be stealing. And now I lead a mission to save the countrymen I betrayed. But that is doubtless why I was chosen by Lord Aymeric. He would have me put my extensive knowledge and former ties to good use. I will not disappoint him. For the future of Ishgard, Garleamald, and the world at large, I will lead us to victory. We heard it would be cold in Garleamald, so we came prepared. They didn't. Oh, the talismans. We are to keep these close at all times, yes? I will see that no one misplaces theirs. And before I forget, I have a message from Hien. In distant lands and times of strife, together stand, together fight. In darkness shines the light of life. I hope I have done his words justice. Doma, like much of Othard, has been plagued by the towers. Yet, while he could not be here, he wished to express his shared conviction. He and Udiri labor without rest to unite the peoples, and with their aid, will we keep the enemy at bay. And we of the Steppe and the Eastern Alliance will repay their efforts by ending this war. Do you have a warding scale for me too? Thank you for this, and for going to such incredible lengths for the sake of my people. Though I have little to offer in return, I would impart some advice, if I may. You have been told by many to wear the cold of Ilsbard, and I cannot stress enough that this is no token warning. I will be distributing specially made warming tinctures, courtesy of the Alchemists Guild, but understand that they are no substitute for proper protection. I leave the provisioning of said protection to your discretion. Now, let us proceed to the Almegan Quarter. While you make your final preparations, I will have the pilots ready the airships. I must have missed the line. There's no way you can lock yourself out of that line. Arun Senna mentions, like, at least we have one healer in our midst, because if you level White Mage, or I think it's only White Mage, actually. Oh. Since my revival, I've been lax in expanding my limited wardrobe. Think we have time for a quick trip back to Old Charlie, and I recall a rather fetching coat. Preparations. I've got my armor and my lance. What more could I need? If you've anything you still need to take care of, you better see to it now. This coat is quite warm, but I have something rather thicker for occasions like these. There's no telling how long we'll be out in the open, and we can't go starting fires willy-nilly if we want to avoid detection. Concoctions to fortify the flesh against wind and cold are commonly sold in Ul'Dan markets, though they are of dubious provenance in efficacy. 'Tis said, however, that in recent days the Alchemist Guild hath procured a tincture capable of such a feat. Mayhap the alchemists of their Thavnarian counterparts did spurn them to action, that they not be put to shame. It's something of a constant refrain that we require warmer clothing. My present garb may be lacking, fur collar notwithstanding. This is our last chance to make ready before we depart. Before we set forth, I was close. We needn't worry about Urianger and I. We still have what we wore in Garleamald before. Estinian claims to be quite warm and toasty beneath his armor, and since he spent a fair bit of time up north recently as well, I have no reason to doubt his words. Most of the others will be borrowing Grand Company stock. The rest of you could do likewise, I suppose, provided you're not overly concerned with style. Not to put too fine a point on it, but I wouldn't be seen dead in one of those ridiculous overcoats. If only I had time to find something to my liking. Hark! It is the cry of the Scions in need of a tailor, I hear. Is that, I think. Tataru? But how? I have my ways. Oh, yes, indeed. You thought you could sneak off to Ilsbard without telling me? Ha! Nothing escapes my notice. The omnipotent and omnipresent Tataru. Now, you will wear these garments I've made for you, whether you like it or not. You never cease to amaze. But why do you need a new outfit as well? Wait, are you coming with us? What? No, of course not, silly. It's all in the name of fashion, rather, the pursuit of the highest quality fashion. Besides, how can I expect others to wear my creations if I've not worn them myself? I did have one other thing to share. Artemis and Bloomweeda have finally returned from assignments in faraway lands. They'll be staying at the Rising Stones for a while to keep an eye on events throughout Eorzea. Since they'll be running things back at headquarters, I was wondering if I could lend a hand in Charlian. Oh, why not? You can keep Corral company in the Baldusian Annex. Yes, we'd love to have you there. And I heard Argmus and Bloomweeda did a fine job carrying on in our stead while we were laying comatose. With them in charge of the Rising Stones, we've nothing to worry about. My thoughts exactly. Also, while I'm confident you won't go collapsing again, because a certain someone who shall remain nameless isn't in a position to transport your souls to another world. If anything similarly disastrous were to happen, I'll be well positioned to do something about it. Anyway, I've got a few things to take care of, and then I'll make my way for Charlian. I really do hope these new clothes are enough to keep you warm in Garleamald. It's not much, but it's the only thing I can do for you, other than pray for your safe return, which I will every day. Let's not keep the contingent waiting any longer. Here are your winter woolies, handcrafted by yours truly. Now, if memory serves, what she gives you is just a slightly recolored Euresis coat. It was a pre-existing model. They just retextured it. Which, you know, fair, I suppose. Okay, this is gonna cut into my time, but I think it's worth it. I want to see if those people are actually at the Rising Stones. That's the wrong teleportation hub. There we go. I still have to see if I can get together a new Paladin Glamour. I don't know if I've ever shown my Paladin Glamour on stream before. They are here. Well, if it isn't Master Malfren, long has it been since we last met, but surely you haven't forgotten us. Tis I, Argmugus, formerly of the Maelstrom and the Crystal Braves. Upon returning from my mission abroad, Totaro called me to the Rising Stones and asked me to prepare for the worst, and though the worst is yet to come, I must abstain from indulging in a glass of wine until after it's passed. It's been quite some time, hasn't it? As I recall, Ishgard was still at war with Nidhogg's brood when last we spoke. I hear the dragoon from those days is a scion now. As for Argmugus and I, we recently returned from a mission in the provinces where we built up an information network at Real's behest. The man's a tyrant, had us working every waking moment. Any road, the two of us have been tasked with keeping watch over the Rising Stones, but I'm keeping a closer watch on Argmugus and his alcohol intake. Last thing I need is for the man to be in a drunken stupor when trouble comes our way. Anyone else in here? Didn't think so. That was worth it. I'm tempted to peek in at Charlian too, but I'll pass. I'll pass. But I think like enough time has passed and item levels gotten high enough. Or if there's anything from the Eden Savages, I could probably get a party together to like carry me through it. Unsynced, of course, like holy shit, but like, I'm told the airship pilot has been sent to meet you. Ah, there he is. Alright, this is where we go our separate ways. Do be careful, though. It's an honor to finally meet you. We of the Garland Ironworks will be ferrying you and your contingent across the mountains and into Garleamald. For many of us, it will be something of a homecoming. Our illustrious founder was only our most notable imperial defector. For that reason, the company is committed to the success of this expedition. Our resources are at your disposal, and if there's aught we might do to be of further assistance, please do not hesitate to ask. If you are ready to depart, I will ready the engines. Several cutscenes will play in sequence. No, fuck. Yep, I'm aware. Cool, neat, great. normal. This is sacred.
Ilsabad, divided in twain by a vast mountain range. Those who would traverse its jagged peaks face peril at every step. But why go by foot when one can simply fly? On the outskirts of the Imperial capital, in the frozen wastes of the Magna Glacius, the winds howl in icy protest, as if to warn against further trespass.
We've received word from Thancred's reconnaissance party.
Oh shit, there's something on it.
They've sighted a detachment of heavily armed Imperials.
Survivors of the Civil War, perhaps?
Perhaps, but there is more to it than that. Maxima reports that they're led by Vergilia, legatus of the 3rd Legion, which comprises the bulk of their number. However, they are also joined by several members of the 1st.
From what I recall, the 3rd Legion fought for Nerva in the War of Succession following Varus's death. The 1st, on the other hand, were under the direct command of the Emperor and rejected Nerva's claim to the throne. These legions were enemies.
Indeed. In fact, our sources claim that it was a conflict between them that sparked the Civil War. Yet now, these former foes cooperate to defend a ruined Garleamald from invasion.
Then it is all but certain they have been tempered.
So, what's the plan? If me and my crew is out reaving, we charge straight in, no messing about. But that ain't what we're here for.
Quite right. Soldiers or no, they are people of Garleamald, the very ones we have come to aid. Direct confrontation is unavoidable. Nevertheless, we must make every effort to limit casualties on both sides. Rather than kill them, I would remove them from the field.
How so? Savage beatings, disarmament, and imprisonment? Not impossible, but easier said than done in the heat of battle.
Having observed the opposition, I imagine Thancred had something to suggest?
He did. He and the other scouts have already infiltrated a supply depot some distance beyond the Imperial detachment's current position. Stored within is a stockpile of Magitech armaments, and once we give the signal, Thancred's team will destroy them all. In so doing, we will deprive frontline troops of materiel, and likely force the detachment to send men to investigate.
Divide and conquer. Not a bad idea.
Once the scouts have finished their preparations, we will split into two groups. The first will form the vanguard, while the other brings up the rear with our supplies. As for the Scions, I ask that you lend your assistance where you deem it needed most. I would prefer, however, that you accompany the rearguard and be prepared to join the van at a moment's notice. Kept in reserve as our trump card, so to speak.
Makes sense. Don't wanna show your hand too early. Here it is. Yeah, come on, any moment now.
Your proposal was well received. More specifically, they asked that we destroy the Imperial's toys in a spectacular
I did
fashion.
get into more appropriate armor. Congrats. Pop.
Istola always did have a flair for the dramatic. She's not an easy woman to please, but I shall do my best to satisfy her thirst for fireworks. All right. Once more for my peace of mind. Our first objective will be to rig the enemy's magitech with explosives. After we've withdrawn to a safe distance, we'll detonate them remotely. Our second will be to issue a deactivation command to the automated units via the control terminal. If our calculations are correct, this signal should reach those deployed on the front line, giving our friends a much-needed upper hand. The blizzard will help us stay hidden, so let's aim to get in and out before it passes. Trust in the plan, and we should all live to see tomorrow.
In the meantime, I will relay messages back and forth as the situation unfolds. You'll forgive me if I ask again, but are you certain you wish to play the lone wolf?
Wouldn't have it any other way. Call it foolish and reckless if you like, but I'll get the job done. I always do.
Very well. I wish you the best of luck.
Yo, you know what? We haven't seen any Garleans affected by the graphics update, haven't we? I wonder what the third eye is going to look like come that. If it'll, like, lean more into the stone aspect, or if it'll lean more into, they'll make it look more like fleshy. I always figured it would be, like, of similar texture to, like a keratin, like a nail, or like a scale, like Aura's horns. But then, there are, the sylphs and the pixies in the first, so it's like there is, like, natural precedence for, like, actual, like, literal stones, like, being something they can form on someone. So, assuming there's nothing else you wish to confirm, we may commence the mission as soon as you are ready. Let's go.
Keep your wits about you.
This is Thancred.
It's time. We only have one shot at this, so let's make it count.
Two in the gate could get messy if I'm not careful. Right. Speed. 5. Oh shit! It's the wrong thing.
Must be losing my touch.
Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna pull you guys over here. Come on. Nope. No. We're going for a trip. I'm an idiot. Would you believe me if I told you that my first time going through this, I did not aggro a single enemy? Anyway. This time with gusto? Sorry, I just gotta be thorough. It's fine. Get blocked. I should be fine here. Because the cone, yeah, it'll cut off. These guys can still see you. Right about here should be good. Yeah, that's what I thought. Ooh, almost bad. 3, 4. Chill here for a second. I would like to go for the entire rest of this without getting seen again. It'd be nice. Wait, there we go. Oops. Oops. Panic. Can you guys look that way? Please? Do me a big favor. Can you move at all? Alright, wrong way. I can work with it. Uh-oh. This is fine. I don't know how big their cone is. I might be getting seen here. I didn't get seen. Fuck yeah. Oh, you're gonna plant explosives. Oops. I just gotta wait for this guy. Are you fucking for real? I must have clipped inside of its box. On this thing set box. So it's without countless cover. Should do the trick.
This is Thancred.
Yeah, there it is!
The explosives are in place.
Let's fucking go!
Very good. All is proceeding as planned. Head to the control tower. It should be to the northwest.
Understood. Have the others wait at the rendezvous point.
Will I make it in time? Yeah, let's go. Fog. We're good. Turn around. Thank you. Oh, no. Wasted it. Oh well. Shame. Yeah, I was worried about that.
Must be losing my touch.
A little faster, please. Go. Now I just duck back here. I'll leave him alone. For now, at least. That's it, the control terminal. You know what? I could have done better. I could have done worse.
You are returned, and none the worse for wear, to my considerable relief.
What news from our comrades?
They stand at the ready.
Excellent. Then let the fireworks begin.
A few moments later, at the rear of the Ilsbar contingent's supply caravan.
The blizzard's beginning to clear. The Vanguard should be engaging the Imperials any moment now, if they haven't already. Ishtola and the others are with them, so I'm sure they'll be all right, but... Wait! Something's coming!
Oi, oi! Looks like we ain't the only ones who sent out scouts. Keep them away from the carriages! We lose those, and we're as good as dead!
I didn't need to TV. I didn't fucking Rusella need a TV on. Damn it all.
A brief respite, but stay alert.
I can't
the
heal for
carriage
shit.
is safe.
Hey, Rusella, at least pop a fucking regen, man. Jesus, create your white mage. Regen is like basically free. Wait, what's up? Where's Elfino? Oh, hey Elfino.
Impeccable timing! Fear not, friends! The savior of Ishgard is here!
A fine display, but the other carriages are still in danger. Go on ahead. We'll hold the line.
Hey girl. How's it going? It's a pretty good black mage here. Not gonna lie.
We're the only ones still struggling. Can we put our backs into it then? I've been itching for a good scrap. You lot alright back there?
We're fine and ready for more.
Hear that? Get to the front and turn the tide.
Meanwhile, on the front line.
Removed from the field was not a euphemism for enthusiastically murder.
It's nothing that won't heal in time. The trouble is, their tempering has made them utterly fearless. Subduing them would be easier if they had the capacity to submit in the first place.
Well, this is the path our young charges would have us walk, and that we all agreed to follow. You knew it would be hard, yet still you pledged your lance, did you not?
That I did.
I fucking love that line. It's It's so good. Removed from the field is not a euphemism for enthusiastically murder. Oh look, it's more Garlean power armor I really wish I could have as a glamour. Like, oh, I would love that on my paladin glam. But no,
That's for
not
Gilead.
for me.
Damn it. I need to help the others take her down.
There's no end to them!
I was wondering when you'd turn up. There's no stopping us now. Come on, let's show them what we're made of.
We have them now! Forward!
No, look at me, I'm the big scary thing. Why is Lucy? It has more ammunition than I do. I'm literally a Dark Knight. I can understand Lucy ripping aggro. But Lucy?
As a raging bull!
Oh, look at them doing mechanics in the back. Oh, they're dead.
That's her! Gilead! Do not fall behind!
Have some dark destruction scenario. Oh, that was up. Actually, no, we're fighting Garleans, so yeah, I don't know if the civilian counts that. That didn't break my TVN. Are you fucking for real, dude? How low Lucy is on health. Why can't I just hold it out? I have so much more health and defense. he's dead to quite a few people.
Tremble before the sun!
Oh, no, you cannot TP on those. Fair enough. So I really hope you're close to finishing that. Thank goodness.
A worthy adversary! Rest, recover, reclaim yourself. Then we will fight again, to the death! Sadu Hatun!
That was the last of them. The day is ours, thanks to your timely arrival. What of the supply caravan?
Mostly okay. Might need some new wheels, but it's fine.
Outmaneuvered, but not outmatched. Good. Let us take the Imperials into custody and rejoin our comrades. And soon we shall arrive at the capital.
So cold and unforgiving. Thus spoke Emperor Solus as he gazed upon his barren domain. "800 years it had been since the Garleans first set foot here. Bested by the Kavosi after centuries of war and driven from fertile southern pastures into the blasted northern wastes. In that garden of desolation, they clung to one another for warmth, freezing, hungry, desperate, hated. The chosen forsaken. In the year 1513 of the 6th Astral Era, a young legatus named Solus single-handedly sparked the Magitech Revolution. How did he conceive the machina that feed on ceruleum? Once a common, soft-spoken soldier, how had he so quickly ascended through the ranks? Like so many others, those who knew the truth are gone. Taking in the capital with his eyes for the first time, I recall thinking to myself, far colder on the earth than in the heavens. Yes, far colder indeed. Bitterly so.
Not so much as a whisper.
The roads leading beyond the city walls would have been used less in recent years. Nevertheless, this was one of the most important gateways into the capital.
A buzz day and night with activity, aye. Merchants passing through the checkpoint, many of them stopping at the local hostelries.
Surely they cannot all have been tempered.
We can consider the question after we have made camp. If we spend any longer outside, we may well freeze to death where we stand. The tempered Imperials, too.
This will be our temporary base of operations. Secure shelter for ourselves and the injured, and dispatch scouts to survey the surrounding area.
If we're planning on staying here a while, we ought to give this place a proper name.
Well, the constant sound of ice cracking underfoot makes me think of broken glass. An apt name, perhaps. But enough of this. To work, everyone!
In spite of the obstacles we've faced, our plan proceeds apace, just a little further, and we will reach the capital itself. Still, we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. As soon as the camp has been made fit for purpose, we are to discuss a course of action with Lucia. Would you mind asking Ishtola and Graha to join us in the building to the northeast of camp? Alize and I will meet you there. I had talked to Alize. Shit. Oh well. A meeting, yes. I'll make my way over once my head is cleared. In truth, I've been feeling out of sorts since we arrived. The air is thick with a palpable aura of malevolence. 'Tis the monstrous tower on the horizon, jagged, hideous, unholy. Even at this distance, its presence is overwhelming. Much like the sensation I felt in the Tower of Zot, only far more terrifying. Aether flows unceasingly towards it, converging into a swirling mass of unfathomable power. For a blessing, the constant chill in the air is helping to anchor my senses in the here and now. Tell the others I shall be with you in a few moments. You will be pleased to know that most of the Tempered have been quartered inside the nearby buildings and are receiving treatment as we speak. I do, however, feel no small amount of guilt for commandeering civilian homes. The occupants may be long gone, but everything is exactly as they left it. Considering the length of time that has clearly passed since, one would expect to find them ransacked. Strangely, there are no signs of anything having been stolen. It's possible that everyone fled at the first sign of trouble, though it seems to me that they left far too many useful possessions behind. Although there is no conclusive evidence, I strongly suspect they were tempered. Sorry, I was merely thinking aloud. You mentioned a meeting. I will make my way there. Hell's bells, this place is bloody freezing. Rather be tied to the topmast in a storm than suffer this cold any longer. And anyone what can spare a swig of rum? That'll sort me right out. The tempered soldiers are sleeping soundly while they undergo treatment. There are too many to attend at once, but I and the other healers will see to all eventually. This is all that remains of Latrum. Homes become empty husks. If this is the state of the outlying villages, I dread to think what has become of the capital. We've asked the Ironworks members and some of our other comrades to stay with the airships in the event we are discovered. We must be ready to move them swiftly to a safer location. Raban taught me a lot about military strategy during exercises in the fringes, coordinating units with wildly different capabilities, surveying and securing hostile terrain, that sort of thing. Now I have the chance to put his teachings into practice. Virgilia is in our care, along with the rest of the Tempered. Glory to Garleamald, glory to Garleamald. They still whisper in their sleep, even as they writhe in pain. Thank you for informing the others of our meeting. When everyone is here, we will begin.
Our present situation is as follows. Efforts to aid the people of Garleamald have begun in earnest. Moreover, having entered into the capital, the Imperial Palace is within our reach.
But before we proceed further, we must learn what has befallen this city, for therein lies the key to understanding and combating the Telophoroid's designs.
I have a suggestion, if I may. Several of the Imperial soldiers we captured on the Magna Glaciers are members of the Populares and acquaintances of mine. Once we have cured them of their tempering, they should be able to give a reliable account of the events leading to the capital's downfall.
A promising idea. I will assist the healers in their ministrations. Of course, I will require a porxy of my own, assuming you can spare one.
Would you like a hand?
No, I am sure we will manage. Better that you take my place in the field. The noxious ether of this place disagrees with me, and as I shall need to draw on my own for the treatment, 'twill be prudent for me to remain within the camp.
This talk of curing the Tempered is all well and good, but I reckon the cold is a more pressing concern. All the houses round here are fitted with ceruleum heaters that could keep us warm and toasty. Problem is, the machines seem to have given up the ghost, and if we keep sitting around, freezing our asses off, we'll be next. My smiths reckon that with the right parts, they can have them working again, but it won't be easy.
Understood. The machinist will assist them in the repairs.
The rest of us should either stand watch or survey the area.
We've made our presence known to the Telophoroi. They will be searching for us, if they have not already ascertained our position. That we have seen no sign of them since the battle suggests they have yet to do so. However, I suspect they may be biding their time.
Or perhaps we are beneath their notice.
In any event, we'll find no answers standing around here. Urianger, Estinian and myself have visited Garleamald recently, so we'll lead the reconnaissance efforts. Perhaps bolstered by a few Bosnian and Dalmatian scouts from my previous excursion for good measure.
Don't forget about us Alamegans. We have experienced scouts of our own.
Well now, this is turning out to be a rather sizable team. With such numbers, we should be able to cover a wide area with relative ease, including that surrounding the Imperial Palace. How about you, Graha? I have a feeling we'll find a use or two for that vanishing spell of yours.
'Twould be my honor to be of service, though I doubt that you of all people need rely on my tricks.
That leaves us with guard duty.
As a matter of fact, I have something else in mind for the two of you and Alphino.
Fun. I wonder what this could be.
Between here and the center of the capital lies the Eblan Rhine. I would have you search the area for survivors. Your keen sense of direction, honed in your extensive travels, should prove useful in navigating the ice fields.
If there are any survivors, we will surely find them.
I have faith that you will, and look forward to greeting you on your safe return. You all have your duties. Let us make haste. May the Fury bless and keep you.
Okay, now I started this stream hoping I could get up to a certain event. I will not be getting to that event, even if I went further. As long as I could go, I'm not going to have enough time. And even if I did have enough time, there's something else I kind of want to do, but I think it will make for terrible streaming, and it doesn't really need to be archived. So, I'm going to wrap up here. Tomorrow, I have more time to stream, at least a bit. So tomorrow, we will see if I can reach that checkpoint and a little bit more. We'll see. We'll see. So, I want to thank anyone for stopping by who did. I really appreciate anyone who gives me the time of day. And until I stream again, have a good one, all.